What's up, everybody? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Fuck This Review. For today, I'm going over another, I would believe it's a rock classic. I'm going to be reviewing Def Leppard's Hysteria. This is my first Def Leppard album that I ever listened to. I didn't know much about the band. Like I said before in other reviews, like I'm going through a rabbit hole of finding a list of, I would guess, some of the best rock music. So this one was next. One thing before I get into the review is that this album sounds like it's made to be seen live, or it was made to be saw live. And that's one of the things I was like, damn, I wish I would have was able to see the live show of this album in the time that this album came out, because it's a lot of big records on here, a lot of big hooks, a lot of call and response. It's just a perfect concert album to me. So that's one of the things that stood out to me immediately first listen while listening to this album. I'm just gonna go through the album, give my opinions, what I like, what I didn't like, give my review at the end, and that's pretty much it. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can see when I'm dropping new content. I drop at least 3 videos a week, so yeah. The album came out in the summer of '87, I believe. It's their 4th album. And let me know in the comments, should I go back and listen to the 3 previous albums before this one or something after this one? Because I read that like diehard fans were kind of taken aback by this album because it was so like polished and pop rockish that it kind of turned some of the diehard fans off from their earlier work. Like I read like some of their earlier work is way more hard rock than this, and listening to it, if that was the case, I could see why a fan would be upset with them after this album. Not that it's bad or anything, but just the sound of it. The album is probably their most successful album, over 20 million records worldwide, over 12 million in the United States alone. That's just pretty fucking phenomenal if you ask me. So, and one of the things I read is that they were going to make one of their, I'm not sure how true this is, but their idea was to make a hard rock thriller, which means, have these hard rock songs, but every song could be a single, sort of like Thriller. And I could sense that with this, which another reason why I think some of the diehard fans would have been turned off. The album starts with Woman, and it's a cool record. A great introduction. Obviously, it's the first song I've heard from this band in my whole life. It comes on with this like thumping, just this thumping hard rock kind of vibe, hard snares, hard drums. One of the things I also learned was that, I'm not sure how true this is either, but they were pretty much programming drums. So they would play them and then put them in the machine and play them back through the machine. I'm not sure how true that is, but if that's true, that's pretty amazing because the sound quality is just superb. And that song is, what I got from it is just ode to women, sort of like an Adam and Eve kind of storytelling kind of thing. I feel like I've heard this song in something, but I don't know where. I know that's weird, but I feel like I've heard it in a movie, or I just couldn't put my finger on it. I didn't bother to like do more research to see what it was in. Google like what movie was the song played in, because I just wanted to leave it up to life. You know how we could just Google stuff all the time now, and it ruins like the life aspect of it, the what if. And again, this is one of the songs I would love to see live. It has that call and response. It's hard rock, but it's not too crazy. Like it's like a polished hard rock where it sounds clean, if that makes sense. Great record though. I love the energy they started the album with. It got me pumped to hear what was next. Rocket, which was originally like an instrumental song, and then they just kept building and building on the record as time went on, and it kind of pays homage to, in a clever way, to like the, I guess, inspirations of theirs, like the Beatles or Elton John and Rolling Stones and things of that nature. So I thought that was pretty cool. I love the vocal backwards effect that was in there. I appreciated the breakdown in the song. It was pretty cool. And this one has that That part was pretty cool too. So far, pretty good songs to start the album with. What's next on here? Animal, probably one of my favorites. I heard this song was a tough one for them just to get it to the sound that they, a perfection they wanted it to be. But I'm glad they got it to some sort of perfection because the song is pretty great. And this song, Animal song, reminds me of like, it sounds like the 80s. It sounds like a montage in an 80s film, 16 Candles kind of record. But it was pretty cool. And I want, and I need. I know this song has to be in something because I know it from somewhere. Like, I know it from somewhere for sure. I know that song from somewhere. But it was a pretty cool record. Stand out to me so far in the album. Just a pretty cool record. It was so for right now, they're like 3 for 3 for me, and then to go into Love Bites, which is also one of my favorites so far. Is this one for the fans? Let me know in the comments. Was Love Bites the song that you got to in the album and you were like, what the fuck is this? What the hell is this? Did my favorite band just sell out? Was this the song? Because it's so like mid-tempo, but it's a great record. Like, it's so mid-tempo and just from a hard rock band, you wouldn't expect a song like this. Just my perception of a hard rock band, not them especially, but in particular. But it's just, was this the record? Do you tell lies and say that it's forever? Do you think twice or just touch and see? I was like, wow, this is. If you listen, because one of my things with like hard rock and heavy metal stuff, right? Sometimes it's just hard to decipher what they're saying, like, because it's just so much going on. There's so much live instrumentation. It's so loud. It's mixed so well that sometimes the vocals and the vocal performance is more of a thing. Like, the lead vocalist in this band, like his vocals is something to just, I just pay attention to his voice in a way, which I think is something that all rock bands need, just a lead singer with a unique voice. But I get lost in that so much that it's hard for me to digest the words sometimes. So when I do sit there and I'm trying to figure it out, I'm listening to them and I catch lines like that, it's like, oh, okay, well, this song is, okay, yeah, I get it. Another big hook, Love Bites, Love Bleeds. It's bringing me to my knees. Love lies, love dies. It's no surprise. Love begs, love please is what I need. I was like, that's a good poem. But huge hook, like another one I could see just like, if they were going for the Thriller thing, I understand it at this point, because that's, and that breathing echo between the verses, I think it was like between after the second hook, yeah, oh no, after the first verse and hook, it's like this echo thing that goes on, breathing thing, and I was like, cool. Armageddon, I don't know if this is true, but it says that, Armageddon, they say that the title plays like a play on words that sound like I'm getting it. And this song is about sex. It's just clear as day. But with these rock bands, I'm from doing like going through all these hard rock bands, like sex was like a real like a heavy topic for them. Yeah, it was a heavy topic for them from what I've been conjuring up from these reviews. Next song is Gods of War, and it's one of the deeper records on here. Also is the reverse on Rocket. That gibberish is what they say at the beginning of this song, which is, we're fighting for the gods of war, but what the hell are we fighting for? Is that true? Let me know in the comments, please. But that record was, that subject matter on that record was great. I love the instrumentation. I really love the drums on here. Like I mentioned before, if they were playing these drums and programming them into like a machine and then replaying them, I think that's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know what sound they were going for, or is this the first album they did that on? But that's pretty cool. If just try to understand that from just a producer standpoint. Run Riot. I really like the vocal performance on this record, and what I mean by that is the flow, his flow of how he was riding the beat, for lack of better words. I really enjoyed that. Hysteria, the title track, was next, and the guitarist, I think his name is Phil Collins, he explained in a 2017 interview with Billboard that there are sometimes 4 or 8 different guitar parts are going off at the same time in this song. And I was like, I had to go back and listen. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Because, like I said, it's hard for me to find the lyrics, understand the lyrics sometimes in these records, because I'm getting so lost in the production of the band and just amazed at how great some of the stuff sounds. And it's just, it's just crazy that he said it was 8 different guitar parts going off at the same time on this record. Excitable. I didn't really like that song at all. At all. And Love and Affection are both. Love and Affection, I guess, is a cool way to end it with like another kind of love record. One thing I noticed about this is it's a lot of love records on here as well, like undertones, and some are just straight in your face. Love, sex, kind of in the windows. Let me get into my best songs. I'm gonna go with Animal, Woman, and Love Bites. Worst song, as you probably expected already, is Excitable. Best line, I cry wolf giving mouth to mouth like a moving heartbeat in a witching hour. I'm running with the wind, a shadow in the dust. You could take that and interpret that in so many different ways, and just, that's really good. That's a really good line. It stood out to me. Fucks Given, out of 5, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. Close to a 4, but 3.5. Let's wrap this up though. One thing this album made me, I'm not sure how many records I'll go back to, but for the most part, this album made me appreciate hard rock. It made me appreciate the when you hear words like or sayings like stadium music. This is the type of music they're referring to. Just something that every record on here did sound big. It did sound just huge. The hooks were big. The verses were big. It was just, everything was just big. Like, I could tell they were aiming for the stars with this album, and I could just, appreciate that. I think, like, when you set out to do something and you do it, it just makes it even better. Is there any more Def Leppard albums that I should go back and review or just listen to for the diehard fans? So you don't be mad that I started with this one. I just had to, I'm going through the biggest, so this was on the list. So don't be mad. Just let me know if I need to go back and revisit some. This is the real Def Leppard sound right here. Go look back and listen to this one. Leave it in the comments. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. As always, though, fuck this review. I'm Tatum. Peace.